Hello, everyone. There's someone in the room with me. A lot of you might know. Some of you might not know. Tony's back. Happy Thursday. Tony's back. He's ready to go. He's been doing some stuff on the other side. He's going to be taking a little bit less of a role with the team for the time being, but Tony is back. Tony, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, just kind of getting a new job, kind of figuring a bunch of stuff out. So it's Nick has been very understanding and very helpful, and thank you guys as well. So yeah, I'll be on the old Twitter sphere. I'll be hopping on as much as I can, but yeah, thanks for understanding, guys. Appreciate it.
So just so Ron knows Tony's alive.
Yes.
Ron has been like, did Tony die?
Sorry, Ron.
But no, Tony's alive. Tony's well. We're all good to go. We have a lot of information to bring you guys today, especially on the Roquan Smith situation as things are starting to heat up. People are playing poker and chess, whatever you want to choose. But the injury to N'Keal Harry, with sources, by the way, we have sources for the true information. Just putting that out there. New defensive updates, and Cairo Santos hates Soldier Field, according to source and according to himself. So, Tony, want to hit on our sponsor?
Yeah. So before we kind of get into all of it, we're going to thank today's sponsor, BetStamp. Tell us all about it.
BetStamp is a new platform where you're able to see all sports books within your state. What's cool about this is that BetStamp works with all the sports books and gives you the best option for each type of scenario you're trying to look for. We will have a video showing everything, running through how it works for next time. But what's great is that you're able to see the best odds for the best book. For example, DraftKings might have plus 100 on the Cubs tonight, but Barstool Sportsbook might have plus 200. Guess where you want to go? Guess where you're going to make more money? BetStamp also keeps your record. So when you put that down in your bet tracker, you're able to see your record and how you do. Your friends can follow you. Your friends can roast you. It's an awesome time. And it's totally free. That's the best part about the entire thing. So BetStamp is amazing. Make sure that you go to the link in our description and use code JAY Chicago. And that's how you're going to get our reference to get more money for more sports books. So stay tuned for that. And Tony, as a betting man, what do you think about BetStamp?
I think it is absolutely awesome. When they first showed it to us, I was just blown away once I kind of realized exactly the power it wields. Yeah, we were looking at it just now. I actually we got 5 picks for you guys today. So on PointsBet, best odds, we got the Patriots +3. FanDuel had the best odds for the first half over for the Giants Patriots game tonight, Thursday night, which is over 17. DraftKings had the best odds for the Cubs -1.5. I think it was like +155. Bet Rivers had the best odds for the Cubs money line at +100. And for Caesars, they had the best odds for the Chicago Bears money line against the Chiefs this weekend at +100. So get on board. Let's make some money.
Let's make some money. Tony, speaking of money, we got some situations going on with Roquan Smith and his money situation. So why don't you kind of tell us a little bit more about what's going on with Roquan Smith in 2 minutes?
Yes. So he was at practice today, which is, good sign coming out of the training room. But he was not in any of the drills, according to Courtney Cronin. So they're in a weird spot and stuff keeps kind of coming out. Adam Schefter just said, they're playing nice with Roquan. The Bears are the front office. They have not decided if they want to start fining him, but basically they took the training wheels off. It's like, hey, you're off the PUP list. You're technically supposed to be here. I know you're holding out.
He's got 1 year left on his contract.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's the punches are coming from the other side now. It's not just Roquan doing his negotiation tactics, pleading to the fan base, which I get your money, man. Get your money. But apparently it sounds like it might be it may not be as truthful from his words about the insulting offer he received. So we have Adam Schefter coming from the other side. So I don't know, man. It kind of sucks that this is what's happening, especially the new regime.
So let's just hit on that really quick in regards to Adam Schefter's comments. That was on ESPN 100 yesterday. And this is from 75th and House Hall podcast. They tweeted that he's saying the Bears have been playing nice with Roquan this entire time. And now they're like, well, okay, you want to do that? Bet. You're off the PUP list. Come on now. You're healthy and you're under contract. He said he's spoken with people and basically got the numbers of what the Bears are offering him. And he said that it's a very compelling offer. Schefter also took the offer to other teams and people around the league, and their reaction was, damn, that's a good deal. So, I mean, if Schefter is the fact that he's saying something about this, and thank you 79th and Hallis for putting that out there. I want to know more of the story. I think Roquan emotionally sent that to Ian Rappaport or whoever he, sent it to. I think it was out of emotion, and he didn't think the strategy through. These guys are in the front office for a reason because they know their stuff and they know this situation. So very, very interesting overall. It
is interesting too, because Roquan he's kind of his own agent. He doesn't officially have an agent, so it's kind of his camp. So who knows if it is him, him saying all this, if he has, dad, uncle, brother, friend telling him, hey, I don't know, I think you can get more, which releasing all that on Bears Family Day, don't get me wrong, that was a diabolical move. And I kind of love that, because if we want this guy to be ripping people's hearts out on the field, hey, sometimes there's a little collateral damage.
Watch it in front of your kids.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope it all gets worked out. It's interesting. We got, Rappaport versus Schefter now, these two titans fighting over the top of, of course, the Bears and Roquan Smith. So it kind of sucks that we're the ones in the middle of it, but it's entertaining at least.
The one thing I'll say about it is that it's like Roquan held out rookie camp too for about a contract. So this isn't a move he's done before. So
he seems like a good businessman. I'll give him that. He absolutely
does.
He knows,
but you don't have an agent. You don't have an agent.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to pay the 10% off the top.
That's what I'm saying. So I bet Ryan Poles is saying to him, dude, I will pay you 19.7. I'll pay you 19.8. But if I give you 22, I want to give it, you'd be making this 19.8 anyway with your agent. And, unfortunately it hurts him because he's never been voted to a Pro Bowl, which the voting's a joke. But, I just don't like how Roquan went about it not having an agent. He's a fantastic guy. I like that he went to Family Day. I think he's doing everything in the weirdest way possible, but it's getting the attention of the media. And Ryan Poles himself is saying, I want to get this deal done. But if you don't get this deal done, Tony, I'm taking 2 first rounds, a second, and a 5th for him from Atlanta, because Ryan Pace would be like, oh, give him everything. Give him everything. What would you take for Roquan?
I would take, that would be a great deal. I would definitely take what you said. What's interesting is it's the combination.
I don't want to get rid of Roquan. I don't want to get rid of him.
Fantastic player, but his value is almost still on the trade market is less because he's an off-ball linebacker. It isn't a premier position. They're almost viewed as running backs at this point. On the defensive side. So it is this weird spot where he's this elite, probably the best sports athlete in Chicago at this moment, but he just plays technically not a premier position. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess I'd take a couple first. I'd prefer to have Roquan for sure.
I don't want to get rid of Roquan, but if I'm going to get rid of it, I want the house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I agree with that.
So that's it about Roquan Smith. It's, it is what it is. We're going to have more for you guys. That's the update we have today on August 11th, 2022. So quickly, let's go into the offense. And Tony, I know you have a comment on this first injury. So wide receiver N'Keal Carey is out with an ankle injury up to 8 weeks due to getting a tightrope surgery. We got this source from Twitter. So just putting that out there. Nope. Okay.
My own source. Nope. So N'Keal Harry. I don't. Yeah. Well, okay. I won't get into it, but yeah, you can see on Twitter. So I actually tweeted about this. Okay. We saw somebody else say he was getting the surgery.
We saw what the surgery is.
Yes. I'm not giving him credit for explaining it because I knew about this years ago. So he's getting,
which Tony actually did, I do give him that. Mason West from West Sports PT. Thank you for giving that. I was the one that tweeted it. I didn't give you credit, but then I gave you credit after. Thanks for calling us out. We're going to be better about that moving forward. Tony is just busting balls.
I will not be. So he's getting tight ropes. No, I'm just playing around. So he's getting this tightrope surgery, which is a super, super interesting surgery. So I tweeted about it. You can see there's an article to Sports Illustrated about what I'm going to talk about, and also a video kind of explaining it. So Tua and Jalen both got this surgery at Alabama back in 2018. It's basically for a high ankle sprain. So what it does, and they were out 4 weeks because of it, which is a modern miracle of science. Not say everyone's different, so you never know how N'Keal Harry is going to recover. I'm not going to expect him back in 4 weeks. I'm just saying that it's incredible what they can do. So the video I tweeted, like I said, it illustrates it, actually what's happening. They are like kind of pulling the bones together to hold the cartilage and the tissue that's damaged. It protects it, kind of holds it together, because that's what happens when it's a strain. It's flexing that kind of muscle that hurts it. So super cool. It's about a 4-minute long video. If you want to learn more on it. I'm very passionate about it. I think it's a very cool thing. So tweeted us if you guys check it out and you like it.
Yeah, so it sounds like he's going to be back sooner than later. Happy to hear that, especially a guy trying to get his career back on track. But no new really big updates. Byron Pringle is still out with a quad injury. Lucas Patrick is out with a broken thumb. David Moore is out with a leg. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Excuse me. No excuse today because I haven't eaten yet today. So David Moore is out with a leg injury. Cole Kmet is out with a light injury. They're not saying exactly what it is, but he will not be playing this Saturday. James O'Shaughnessy was a non-participant today. Velus Jones Jr. is off injury, but was still a non-participant today. Offensive line is still the same.
Monty.
Tony. And I was getting
that was new.
to that.
Oh,
I was getting to that. No. Welcome back, Tony. I'm just happy you're back. Running back David Montgomery apparently will not be participating in Saturday's game as well due to another minor injury. And honestly, Cole Kmet and David Montgomery's came after Family Day, and this feeds very well into Cairo Santos' comments about the field. Apparently, Cairo Santos is saying he could kick it off a rock better than Soldier Field's, field conditions. He had to stop going to a high school stadium turf because he was getting too used to how nice it was. He had to get used to kicking it off freaking horrible surfaces at Soldier Field. The Park District, Lori Lightfoot, if you want us to stay in Chicago, if you want the Chicago Bears to stay in Chicago, you better spend every single dollar you have to fix that field. Otherwise, kick rocks. We're going to Arlington Heights. I want to go to Arlington Heights anyway. But Santos these injuries came after. Santos ironically also said the turf is horrible. So Tony, any more comments on the offense before we go to the defense?
Nope.
But another day at practice, it's just unfortunate that guys like Isaiah Clouder are having to have themselves days. They're doing really well at training camp so far. For the offense, there's not much to say. But Tony, quickly take us through the defense.
Yeah, so a couple things with the coaching. So defensive coordinator Alan Williams, he kind of was doing an interview or whatever it was, answering some questions. He said he's changed his philosophy on blitzing a little bit since he was defensive coordinator in Minnesota. So you can see the Bears blitzing about 10 to 20% of the time, just kind of on average. But if he learns that pressure is working, especially against maybe a younger quarterback or a team that maybe doesn't have the strongest offensive line, he said he will absolutely dial it up. And I cannot wait for that, especially when Roquan hopefully comes back, blitz him up the middle. Injury update on the defense. Corner Kyler Gordon is out with an undisclosed injury. Corner Thomas Graham Jr., love that man, is out with a hamstring injury. Corner Duke Shelley is out with an undisclosed injury as well. Safety Dane, I know someone corrected, I think, on how we say it. Cruikshank. Okay. He didn't practice. I don't think it said specifically. Corner Kendall Vildor also did not practice. And defensive end, Mario Edwards.
Mario Edwards Jr.
Switch of the E there. Yeah, he also did not practice. So quick little comments here. Nick, you can add something if you want. Bears are going back to that 4-3 defense. So they're hoping that, so this is about the defensive line. So they're hoping Robert Quinn and Justin Jones kind of lead the rush to the quarterback without having to blitz. So kind of piggyback off that blitzing comment unnecessarily. We will probably see a lot of that experimentation starting this weekend against the Chiefs. Moving to the linebackers, Alan Williams, defensive coordinator, also was mentioning how he's extremely impressed. Couldn't speak more highly of these guys. Matt Adams and Joe Thomas, linebackers, during Roquan Smith's little sabbatical here. Adams played under Eberflus the last 4 years, so they say he understands the scheme and the intensity required really well. And then Thomas also is just embracing that takeaway philosophy that we know that Eberflus loves so much. To kind of round it out with the defensive backs, I just have one comment here. Everyone is just raving over Jaquan Brisker's.
I love him. He's
just
so
what he's
good.
doing. So with the first team defense, one of my favorite comments I saw in there, which is a big one, can't be overlooked. He's been coming downhill a lot and taking on the lead blockers to force the ball carrier back into the defense. I mean, that's just hard-nosed football right there. I wouldn't see Eddie Jackson doing that. But yeah, so either way,
he's been doing better.
I know. We just like to, it's been a bit. I haven't ripped on Eddie Jackson in almost, probably a month now. So I I'm excited. It sounds like the offense is doing better. The defense is doing better. Who knows? Who knows? It's practice. They're playing against each other. So maybe they're both bad, but
I will say that I like the philosophy that he's not saying he's going to blitz 50% of the time. Like he's going to play it by ear. Like, last year with Sean Desai, not a bad defensive coordinator, but a rookie defensive coordinator. And didn't do it enough, but he did it. But then he would focus just on Robert Quinn. Just wasn't a good setup. I really like that Joe Thomas and Matt Adams are doing a good job filling in while Roquan Smith is gone, because that gives the ability for this team to only get better when Roquan Smith comes back. So that's what I'm super excited about. But really, overall, just good notes from today's practice. Guys were doing well. Things were going well overall. Justin Fields had a nice day again today. But every day, the real challenge is going to be coming up this Saturday against the Chiefs. Matt Nagy's coming back to town, his homecoming.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
As a quarterback's coach.
Wait, we said we wouldn't mention Nagy. Oh, sorry.
No, Ron said it's okay now. Ron said it's okay now.
You, Ron. Appreciate it.
But I will say this, my last comment before we close out is that we will have an episode tomorrow kind of reviewing what we're going to think is going to happen during this preseason game. A lot of the ones are going to be playing, and it does mean Roquan Smith could play. 15 to 20
plays. It'll vary by player, they said, but 15 to 20 plays potentially.
So you're going to get your money's worth if you're going to Soldier Field this Saturday. So, Tony, any last comments before we meet with everyone tomorrow?
No, just bear down, baby. Football's back. We're here.
Football's back. Guys are going to be legally hitting people. Yep. That's what we're here for. So with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. Tony's back for now. We love to see that. So we will see you guys tomorrow to talk Bears, Chiefs, preseason, pregame, whatever you want to call it. Have a good day, Chicago.